and of course the Ghats were there before the 16th or 17th century, of course along the sides of Kolkata and Howrah, but all were demolished due to floods. And if we are try to if we can try, we can easily find out the remains of the old Ghats along the sides along the river sides of Kolkata. But uh, but uh, but uh, uh, you can you cannot easily find out any remains because of the presence pressure of the urbanizations. And but I can give you some references from where you can trace out which Ghat in Kolkata is much older than the others, and what about the ancient remains, and which are basically of course on which Ghat which were basically constructed before the 16th or 17th century. Now, actually, so as I said, you can find out many references on many articles and books and documentaries on the Ghats of the Kolkata, but there is absolutely nothing on the Ghats of the Howrah. So I'm going to tell you something in my present lecture on the Ghats of the Howrah rather than the Kolkata. So you can see here the name of the Ghats in the Howrah. The Geti and Bagan Ghat is actually a private Ghat, not for the publics. And then the Bhangar Bagan Ghats, this is also a private Ghat. So then the Puraton Bandha Ghat, Puraton Bandha Ghat is the public Ghat, and all can access to these Ghats. Then the Panchanantala Ghat, the Laha Bagan Bagan Ghat, this is also a private Ghat. It's also a private Ghat, not a public Ghat. Laha Bagan Ghats, Kedar Ghat, Itkola Ghats, then Rajbari Ghat. Rajbari Ghats was constructed during 18th century, in the first half of the 18th century, and it was during the time of the construction, it was a private Ghat, but then it was a public Ghat after independence. Then the Palghat and the Belud Kadgola Ghat, and all the Ghats which are now in the Belud, and Belud Kadgola Ghat, Nilambar Pitambar Ghat, and Belud Mairi Ghats, and all are now belonging to the Belud Mort. And they can easily be accessed, of course, with the permissions of the Belur Mort. Then Lal Babu Shah Ghats, and then the Fultola Ghats, and Salkia Ghat, then the Chatu Babur Ghat, then Koyal Ghat. Koyal Ghat is also known as the Hugli Dog Ghat. Next is the Howrah Station Ghats. This is the famous Ghats. Next one is the Ramkrishnapur Ghat, and then the Ghat of the Patok Ghats, then Dewan Gaji Ghat. The name is very interesting. This Dewan Gaji Ghats, then Kakeshwar Ghats, Lal Baba Ghats, Belud Mod Ghat, which I talked about, and Nilambar Babu Ghats, Jagannath Ghat, and Bandha Ghat. Bandha Ghat is the famous Ghat in Howrah. Then the Jalan San Ghat. This Ghat is actually this particularly Jalan San Ghat constructed for only for the Snan bath. Not for the other purpose. Then Chaulpatti Ghat, Nungula Ghat, Telkol Ghats, and then the Sipur Ghat. So those are the Ghats which I found basically along the side of the river in Hugli, in Howrah. But there are more Ghats. You can easily find them, but they are small, just small in size, and I did not recognize them, and I cannot find any persons who can tell me the name of the Ghats. Okay. Then the first one, then I'm going to tell you, just going to show you some pictures of some of the Ghats and telling you a short history about the Ghats, who constructed it and who made it, and what history is behind it. So this is the Bhangar Bagan Ghat. As I showed, this is a private Ghat, not a personal Ghat. You can see here the encroachment, the gates, and along the rivers of the Ganga. And this is their Bagan Bari. So this is the private Ghats, and no one can access this Ghat without their permissions. And the next one is Puraton Bandha Ghat. Puraton Bandha Ghat is an interesting Ghat. There are two Bandha Ghat. One is the Puraton Bandha Ghat, and the new Bandha Ghat along the side of the rivers in Howrah. So this Puraton Bandha Ghat was made in 1806 CE, and by Krishnanath Basu, and it is told that Adi Purush of Chaitali community. Chaitali community is a community, and you can find these people. You can find too many peoples of Chaitali community along the side of the Bandha Ghat. So it is said that Adi Purush of this Chaitali community first came in these Ghats, and for the after the name of this Chaitali community, these Ghats also called it the Chaitali Ghats. So our next one is the Panchanantala Ghat. Panchanantala Ghat is a very famous ghat in Howrah, and it is established in 1827 by Ishwar Mukhopadhyay, a Jamindar on that area. Okay, and two Shiva temples can be seen stand facing each other in this area, in these ghats, and both of the Shiva temples are ancient, and those Shiva temples constructed during the time when the ghat was constructed. And then the next important ghat is the Laha Bagan Bari Ghats, and this is also private ghat, not a public ghat. And this ghat is made by the Laha Bari, the peoples of the Laha Bari, and there you can see their Bagan Bari is theirs, and the bungalow is inside this Bagan Bari. So they can access this ghat and not for the general public. And next important ghat in Howrah. Yeah, this is the Kedar Ghat, and it is constructed in 1893, and this ghat was made by Kedar Mukhopadhyay, and after its name, this is known as the Kedar Ghats. And before this, another ghat is there in this place, and which made by Dakshina Ranjan, a Jamindar of this place. And but this ghat actually known after the name of the Kedar Mukherjee, who rebuilt it in 1893, not after the name of the Dakshina Jamindar Bari. And the next ghat is the Itkola Ghat. Itkola Ghat is small ghat in Howrah, but the architecture, but the architecture you can see here is much older than any ghats you can find along the river sides at Howrah. So this is made in 1894 by the help of Krishnakanta Kumar, and it is a small ghats and really isolated ghats. You can finally you cannot find too many crowds there in this ghats area. Okay, then our next ghat is Purnachandra Thakur Bari Ghats. It is, as I said, during the time of the construction, it was only belonged to their family, Purnachandra Thakur Bari family. But then, after the independence, this ghat is open for all, and now all you can access to this ghat. You can go there for just a visit or just a time also. It is a beautiful ghat. It's a beautiful ghat. Okay, though this is made in the time of 1872 by Purnachandra Das, a local Jamindar of this area, and this ghat is a big one. And if you just compare with the other ghats along the river sides of Howrah, and it is a big ground in the front of the ghats, and a group of temples you can see just behind the ghats, and those are the Shiva temples, and this is the Ras Mancha. And it is said that Bhagini Nivedita, you all know who is Bhagini Nivedita, and use and come here frequently. So next, our important ghat is Palghat, and this ghat was Jagatram's and Haridas Pal, and by both of the brothers. And we have not such information regarding the ghats, their date of the establishments and other. But here you can see the structure. Previously there was a dome, but it is collapsed right now. And actually I have seen a old picture. There is a big domes, but now it is collapsed, and both of the temples beside these domes are now standing. So this is a small ghat, not a big one, and made by Jagatrams and Haridas Pals, but I don't know the date of the establishment. Next important and next interesting ghat is the Belur Katgola Ghat, and this ghat is actually this ghat is one of the oldest ghat you can consider, and now it is under the Belur Mott area. And according to Mahendranath Gupta, Ramkrishna visited this place frequently, and then actually the Kartgola, and there was a Kartgola in the vicinity, and after this Kartgola, this ghat is known as the Kartgola Ghat. And the next important ghat is Lal Baba Ghat. And I don't have such information regarding the establishment of these ghats and who built it. But now it is open for halls, and this ghat not a big one; it is a small ghat, and you can easily access anytime you can go and access it. But I don't know about the establishments and who established this ghat. Next, our ghat is Full Tola Ghat. Full Tola Ghat is interesting. The name is itself very interesting. Full Tola Ghat. There is a flower tree, and people called this Full Tola Ghat after this flowering tree. And formerly this ghat was known as the, and formally this ghat was known as the Banerjee Ghat, and not for a particular purpose. This ghat was made for the Session Ghat, as you know, cremation of the dead body. So this is previously is called Banerjee Session Ghats, and it was built during in Bengali date 1332, and someone in the local Banerjee Bari, and actually the Banerjee family was a rich family in this area, and after the Banerjee family, a few years later, this ghat was rebuilt and reconstructed by Sri Ram Dung, actually Dang যেটাকে আমরা বলি Dangs, and after renovated this ghat was after renovated this ghat, and it was known as the Full Tola Ghat, not by the name of the Dhang family or the Banerjee family or Banerjee Session Ghats. Now it is known as the Ghat. And then we have Babur Ghat. Babur Ghat, and it is a famous ghat in the Howrah, and we don't have exact date of establishment of this ghat. And a small Shiva temples and a small Kali temples were there in the vicinity of these ghats, and Howrah Corporations recently renovated it and in 1982, and this was renovated by the Howrah. So this picture is the older picture, old picture, and before the renovations of this ghat. Then we have one of the busy and one of the renowned ghat is Ramkrishnapur Ghat, which is also known as Chintamani Day Ghats, and this is just beside the Sipur Ghats in Howrah, and it was built 1885 by Chintamani Day, one of the renowned persons in this area, and after the name of Ramakrishna, and that's why this ghat is known as the Chintamani Ghat or Ramakrishna Ghats. And every day, so many devotees comes here, and they take baths, and they perform their rituals at these ghats. And one interesting thing that have been started since I think a few years, for 5 or 6 years, that at the evenings a Ganga Aarati is organized by Howrah Municipal Corporation at these ghats, and if you have times, you can go there and visit the same Aarati that actually we are familiar with the Sasamita Ghat in Snan. So you can go there and see the same Aarati. Every evenings you can find the same style of Aarati performing here. Then we have the other ghats, that is Palghat Ghat, and it was built in 1898 and by Kanti Charan Goswami, and this is a Session Ghats, very busy ones, and very busy Session Ghats in Howrah. This Palghat Ghat is renowned for a Session Ghats in Howrah. Next, we have another ghat that is known as the Dewanji Ghats, and these ghats was made by Tarini Charan in 1897. Major right. This was made by Tarini Charan in 1897. And Dewan Gaji is known for another purpose. Majar was there of Gaji, and who actually known as Dewan Gaji Peer, and before the construction of these ghats, the local jamindar and refused to take bath at these ghats because it was constructed by a different community persons. And after that, Dewan Gaji Peer, and these ghats is now presently known as Dewan Gaji Ghats. Then we have our next Ghats, and this is known as the Kakeshwar Ghat. And I don't have so much information of these Ghats. And it is said that a Shiva Linga was there before the constructions of these Ghats, and which is known as the Kakeshwar Shiva Linga. And after construction of these Ghats, people known these Ghats after the Shiva Linga as the Kakeshwar Ghat. Then we have Belur Mod Ghat. This is one of the beautiful, most beautiful ghats, you must say, along the rivers. You can compare this one, the most beautiful ones along the river Ganga in respect of Howrah or Kolkata. So, and with these ghats, there is another ghats, that is Nilambar Babu Ghats. So, the Nilambar Babu Ghats and Belur Mod Ghats, both are situated side by sides, and both are now under Belur modes. And those ghats were made, both of the ghats were made during the time of Swami Vivekananda by Swami Digya Maharaj. And it is said that Swami Vivekananda itself had helped to construct these ghats. And when the people walking there, Swami Vivekananda itself went there and visited their walking things. And so this ghat is famous as a Belur Mod Ghats, and this one is famous as a Belur Mod Ghats, and that one is named as the Nilambar Babu Ghats. And this is the Bangla Nilambar Babu. But presently both of the ghats under Belur modes. And the next one is the Bandha Ghat, and which is the busiest ghat in Howrah. Right. Communication page. Okay. So one thing. Mm, hmm. So I'm talking about Jalan's Snan Ghat. So I don't have such information regarding these ghats, but according to the local people, this was built only for the Snan ghats, and for only the purpose was very clear. There is a temples, and people come here to worship, and they take baths at this at Ganga, and then they perform their worship. So these ghats was built only for the Snan ghats, not for the other purpose. Then we have our next ghat, and which and this is Chaulpatti Ghat. And the name itself indicates its purpose. This is Chaul Putti Ghats, and the ghats was made for the trading purpose. Now the condition of this ghat is not very good, and this was built during 1889, and the name and the name Chaul Patti, after the name of the Chaul market in the nearby area. We have the next ghat, that is known as the Noongola Ghats, and this ghats was also built for a particular purpose, for the trading purpose. And noon, that is salt, was one of the major trading ghats. So now after the build, this ghats was named as the Noongola Ghats. And in the respect of the other ghats, these ghats also, I have no such information regarding these ghats. And as people said that a Noongula was there in the vicinity, and after this Noongula and the trading of the noon or salt, this ghats is known as the Noongula Ghat. Now, we had Tilkal Ghat. So there is so many ghats which actually known for trading purpose. The Nungola Ghats, the Chaulpatti Ghats, the Tilkal Ghats. So the Tilkal Ghat also we can place the similar line of the Nungola Ghats and the Chaulpatti Ghats. This ghat is actually between the Ramkrishnapur Ghats and the Howrah Ghats, and this name the Tilkal Ghats after the oil factory which is actually was vicinity of this area. And now the next ghat is Ugly Dog Ghats, and this is also made for the trading purpose. A businessman, and this ghat and also known as the Koyal Ghat, Koyl, Koyal Ghats, and for another purpose, I'm going to tell you that a businessman named Gauri Shankar Khankar built these ghats, and these ghats is also known the Koyal Ghats, and as a gardens, the name of the garden is Koyal is there. So after the name of the garden, this ghat is known as the Koyal Ghats, and the Hugli Dog is there, so it is also known as the Hugli Dog Ghats. Okay. Then the next interesting, so very famous ghats is that is Howrah Station Ghat. You can see the ghats here in the Howrah stations, just side of the Howrah stations. So this is a very busy ghats, very busy ones, and the people come to these ghats to take a bath for the holy purpose. And but unfortunately, I don't have such information about this ghat with me, and who built it and who established it, and who and in which year particularly this ghat was built. So I don't have such information regarding this ghat also. The next one is the Morapura Ghat. The ghat is known as the Morapura Ghat. So because stories there, and it was actually constructed in 1893 by Channilal Khatri, and no name was given during the time of the construction of this ghat. So and at the vicinity of these ghats, there is Sabdaho at the vicinity of the ghats, and after the Sabdaho or Mora Purana or the just crematory purpose, this ghat is named as the Morapura Ghat, and still it is known as the Morapura Ghat. So now the ghats of you can find along the sides of the river Ganga at Howrah. Now we have so many ghats in the sides of the Kolkata also. So So as I told, so many works have been done, and you can find so many materials on the ghats of the Kolkata. And recently, a documentary is also made by Oxford University jointly with University of Calcutta. If anyone you're interested to see the documentary, you can go to the State Archive, West Bengal State Archive, and you can find the documentary from there. So anyone who is interested, kindly go to the State Archive, and you can find the documentary on ghats, which actually made jointly by University of Calcutta and Oxford University. Okay, so total, if we can see the ghats in the sides of the Kolkata, we can find 82 ghats are there. Total 82 ghats from Kasipur to Khidirpur. Now I'm going to tell you a few among these 82 ghats, and it is not possible to tell or discuss about all the ghats here. So I just wrote down some of the name of the ghats, and then show you some of the pictures of a few ghats, and I am able to collect some old picture. So I am going to show you that. So the first one is the Kasipur Paramanik Ghats. This is named as the Kasipur Paramanik Ghat because of the Paramanik community who actually built these ghats. And then the Ratan Babur Ghat, then the Rustam Jir Ghat, then the Brahmadas Ghat, then Dhanu Ghat, Chitpur Hari Poddarer Ghat, Old Mill Ghats, then the Kashiram Mitra Ghat, Ketua Ghat, Suta Tula Ghats, then Manik Babur Ghat, and Tuna Babur Ghat, Jora Bagan Ghat, and Katmar Ghat. Katmar Ghat is one of the important ghat in Howrah. Then the Giribabu Ghats and Harinath Dewaner Ghat, Nawaber Ghat, Mid Bahor Ghats, and Kashinath Babur Ghat, Devi Prasad Rayer Ghats, Paran Babur Ghat, Ahiri Tola Ghats, Nim Tola Ghats, Bada Bajar Ghats, Old Fort Ghats, Chandpal Ghats, Raja Krishnachandra Ghats, Raja Rajvallabher Ghats, Babu Ghats, Kumortoli Ghats, Raja Nabakrishnar Ghats, and Ras Baby Ghats. So there are too many ghats along the sides of the Kolkata. You can easily find so many materials are there regarding the ghats of the Calcutta. You can easily find, and if you interested to see the documentary which is made by the Oxford and Calcutta University, you can go to the state archive. You can easily find the documentary from there. The first one is the Baranagar Ghats, and this is also known as the Paramanik Ghat. This ghat is also known as the Paramanik Ghats, and it is built just starting of the 20th century, and this ghat was constructed by the people of the Paramanik community, and who you can find a good settlement of the Paramanik community along the sides of the ghats. And it was further renovated by Premnath Malliks during 1930. So the ghats was actually built just at the first of the 19th century, and then at the second half or third half of the 19th century, I've seen that the ghats was renovated by a person whose name is Premnath Malliks. And then another interesting ghat is the Bagbazar Raja Nabakrishnar Ghat. And Nabakrishna is a famous was a famous king of Sohabajar Rajbari, who established the Sohabajar Rajbari, and after that he also established ghats, this Raja Nabakrishna, and then the ghats was known as the Raja Nabakrishna Ghat. Still it is known as the Raja Nabakrishna Ghat. So this is one of the popular ghats you can visit. This ghat is very beautiful ghats on the side of the Ganga in Kolkata. And then Kashiram Mittar Ghat. Kashiram Mittar Ghat, actually this ghat is known as this ghat is specially known as the Kashiram Mittar Ghat, but actual pronunciation is not that. It is actually a Kashiram Ghat, but since a long times abbreviated is as the Kasinath Mitra Ghats, and now it is known as the Kasinath Mitra Ghats. And during 1882 and 83, this ghat was built by the Persians, Kasisars, and by spending his own money. An incident was happened during 1854. Approximately 398 dead persons was thrown at the river Ganga from these ghats. Then we have Kumortoli Ghat. This place is very renowned place in Kolkata, Kumortoli Ghat. So no such information. I am repeating, no such information regarding the establishment of the ghats and establishment of the ghats and who built it. I don't found any exact information regarding these ghats. Okay, and but these ghats are known as the Kumortoli Ghat, and after the place which is actually vicinity, which is called as Kumortoli. And then we have the Iritola Ghats. Iritola. Actually, this means is the word is a particular meanings. It means Goala Pada. Actually, no such informations I have been found regarding this ghat also. But according to the Goala Pada, Ahiri Tola, this ghat is also known as Iritola Ghat. Especially, it is a very crowded and very popular ghats, very crowded and very popular ones among the ghats of Kolkata. Then the other ghats is the Nimtola Ghats, and this is only for the funeral purpose, and it is the busiest ghat, I think, in Kolkata. And the Rabindranath Tagore's, the last writer of Rabindranath Tagore's also are died here, and this Session Ghats was made during the first times in 19th century, and then in the starting of the 19th century, the first Session, the first যেটা জ্বালানো হয়েছিল, যে দেহটা জ্বালানো হয়েছিল এখানে, and that was in 1828. So and this ghat is known as the Nimtola Ghat, and it's a famous ghats in Kolkata. Then we have the Barobajar Ghats, and these ghats was named after the famous place Barobajar in the vicinity, and constructed during 19th century, and it's one of the busiest ghats. We may say it's in the respect of the other ghats in Kolkata. Then the last one is the Babu Ghat, and this is made by Rajchandra Roy. You will know which Rajchandra Roy, and the Jamindars of Jan Bajar, and and after built these ghats, this is known as Babu Ghat after the name of the Babu Raja Rajchandra Roy. So now this is known as the Babu Ghat. So This is the last Ghat that I am talking about among all the Ghats. So those are actually, you may say this is the account of, in general on the Ghats of Kolkata and Howrah. So why those Ghats were built? Of course, there was a certain purpose. And among those Ghats, a few were like Kasipur Ghat, as I shows you. Of course, Kasipur Ghats, then Kasimitra Ghat, Nimtola Ghat, Sipur Ghat, and Bandha Ghats in Howrah, and Morapurar Ghat, and entirely built for burning purpose, not the other ones. Then we have a few Ghats which were built by rich persons for their Snan purpose, Chan করার জন্য basically Snan purpose, and the number of those Ghats are much bigger than the burnings and other purpose. So, and those were more than, of course, more than the other Ghats. And you can also find some Ghats in history used for. You may also find some Ghats which were actually used for the women's, and then for the particularly for the men, and you can also find some Ghats used by the both men and women. So during the medieval times, or during the start of the 19th or 18th century, there were some conservative families in Kolkata, of course, in Bengal, and who made this Ghat for their women, and then some Ghats are considered both women and men's. So then other purpose of building those Ghats, of course, business, like the Baranagar Ghats, and Hugli Dog Ghats, Sipur Ghats, the Nungula Ghats, and then the Chaulpatti Ghats, and those were also made for particular business purpose. And many people also spend their livelihood depending on the Ghats. Like one example is a prominent example, that is Nazir Muhammad. Nazir Muhammad and was a Majhi on the Ghats of Khidirpur, and who was become rich when he was working at the Ghats. And you can find a road in the name of this Nazir Muhammad Majhi Ghat in Khidirpur area. So that we have such a wonderful heritage in Kolkata. And now I am ending this lecture also after quoting a word of Anup Motilal, of course, in Bengali. Anup Motilal তার ঘাটের কথা বলে একটা বই আছে, and that is কলকাতা and হাওড়া গঙ্গার ঘাট বা ঘাটের কথা। সেখানে উনি একটা কথাই বলছেন, পাষাণে ঘটনা যদি অঙ্কিত থাকতো তবে কতদিনকার কথা কথা আমার সোপানে সোপানে তোমরা পাঠ করিতে পারিতে। পুরাতন কথা যদি শুনতে চাও তবে আমার এই ঘাটে এসে বইসো, মনোযোগ দিয়ে জলকল্লোলে কান পাতিয়া শোনো, বহুদিনকার অনেক বিস্তৃত কথা তোমরা শুনতে পাবে। So now I am ending here, and I hope you can get I think not a lot of information from this lecture, but you can get a small ones from this lecture. So you can ask me if you have any questions, or I will share you a notice regarding your assessment, and then the PPT presentation. So you will get it soon. So you can ask me if you have any questions, or yes, Gargi. Yes, Gargi. Okay, let me allow you to speak. Right. Just 1 minute, Gargi. Yes.
Sir, you have said the Babu Ghat, mane Rajta Rajchandra. Sir, it's a husband of Rani Rashmani.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, one more thing, the Mayer Ghat, that is located in Bagbazar. This is also heritage Ghat.
No, Mayer Ghat is not in Bagbazar. Mayer Ghat is in the Belur.
No, sir, there is a Bagbazar in the Ghat. I oftenly go there. My Saner Ghat, like
my Saner Ghat. That is different. But my Saner Ghat and Mayer Ghat, both of the Ghats are not the same.
Those are different.
Yes, those are different. Mayer Ghat is the renowned Mayer Ghat is at the Belur, which is known as the Mayer Ghat, and my Saner Ghat, of course, it is in Bagbazar. Is Gargi anything to say?
No.
Okay, thank you. So anyone? So thank you. This is the end of your certificate course, and you will get notice soon regarding your assessment, and then your assignment, and then your prepared presentations. Thank you. Thank you all.